Hello everyone and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. In the last session, we have reached a point where Maria has gone missing. We have got past the Sanctifex's announcement, which turned out to just be him going, yeah, we agree that this is the king. And so that was all not too explosive of a thing because, yeah, it was just sort of a continuation of what we already expected. And so, yes, Maria has now gone missing. We need to find her. We believe she is headed up this way. And, yeah, that's where we are starting today. Meow. Anything new from you?
Hey, mister.
I bet the next king's gonna punish the bad tribes. You better run away, Elda. They're gonna kill you. Always a pleasure to talk to the younger generation.
Hey, listen.
Ridiculous.
Sorry, but...
Hello.
Hey!
Say, we're looking for a little girl. Have you seen anyone like that around here? Oh, could it be that half-blood? If so, then yes, I did see her. She was muttering Papa and looking all sad. I saw her go through the back alley. Maria, could she have gone to the Grand Cathedral? I love that they added this ride on your sword thing. It's like, it's such a... They didn't need to do that at all. They could have just had right trigger be sprint, and I don't think anyone would have complained that right trigger was sprint and you're just sprinting around everywhere. But instead they were like, what if we give you a fucking surfboard?
Oh, I'm in it now.
Sure, please, by all means.
This is all the part of my wind up here. Hello there.
Do you know that little half-blood girl? You can't let a girl like that walk the streets alone. You're just asking for trouble. Huh, she just went inside. Why would you let... Yeah, I was going to say, wait, you let her pass. Why? The way her eyes looked, I'd not be the one to stop her now. She's been coming to pray for a while, no matter how many glares she gets. Not gonna lie, man, I feel like it's kind of your job to stop her.
Huh? Why?
Everyone's worried about you.
Everyone was worried about you.
Sorry. Papa hasn't come home. And I always come here whenever I'm feeling lonely. One time he came here to get me. I remember because he called my name. But I pray, and he still doesn't come back. Maybe because the cathedral's broken?
Maria.
Miss Fabienne says Papa can't come home anymore, but I know Papa's gone away. He's gone somewhere I'll never see him again, hasn't he? It's going to be so lonely. The loneliest it's ever been. But I have to be strong, don't I? But if it gets any lonelier, I don't know if I can do it.
I'm sorry. I promised we'd all come back together.
Why does everyone always leave? Mum was sick. The king and prince are gone. And now Papa? Why does everyone always leave? Is it my fault? I really did my best to be a good girl, but...
That's not why.
That's not why.
He's right, Maria. It's not your fault at all.
Listen to me, all right? Your father, he was fighting a very bad man. We were with him, but we couldn't protect him. I'm sorry.
I remember Papa saying something like that. He said, a really bad man might be our king. Is that part of it?
It'll work out.
It'll work out somehow. I'm sure of it.
I hope the next king is as nice as you. Then maybe things won't always be so sad.
It might be me, baby! In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. The prince told me that once.
I think I understand the king's intentions now. Maybe this is the sort of tragedy he was trying to end. Maybe he wanted a world where the crown goes to one who acts like a king ought to. Not whoever's willing to spill the most blood to do it.
You may be right, but much as we wish it, this is not a fight that might be ended through words alone.
Even so, we have to try.
Maria, you're safe! Oh, you had me worried sick.
I'm sorry for leaving on my own.
No, it's all right.
Miss Fabienne, I'm hungry.
Maria, yes, that's right. Let's all sit down for some supper together. Thank you for finding her.
No worries. I thought that was going to be a long thing that she'd have been, like, taken
like
or
she's
something.
worked things out.
And it would
She's
be a
a
whole
strong
deal
girl.
trying to get her back.
But we've more troubles ahead.
Managed it in 5 minutes.
How now do we resolve this
Easy.
curse upon His Highness?
If Luis is the curse's caster, we've got to kill him to dispel it. So how do we do that if he's shielded by the king himself?
I wish I could report back, but the prince is still asleep, and we're losing time. I don't think going back to the village is an option.
We cannot lose faith yet. There must be some further course we can pursue.
Well, there's the church's announcement. I expect they're trying to stop a wave of rival candidates from flooding the standings. I doubt the church would accept this popularity contest if they didn't already have a plan to game it.
True enough.
I mean,
I
they
can
don't
only
really
wonder at their
need
aims.
to game it, as it were. Like, they
For
already
today,
have
we should
massive
content
public
ourselves
support. They
with
are currently
rest
winning.
and recovery.
I feel like, as far as I can tell, like, a good majority of people do, like, believe in Sanctism and believe in the Sanctifex.
Sorry, did I wake you? Laying here, I always end up caught in my own thoughts. Grius and Maria. The prince. Just thinking in circles again. Not good, is it?
Not great. Try to calm your mind. Well, no, let's think about it together.
Let's think about it together.
Keeping me company, are you? You really are a strange one. My kind of strange, if I'm honest. That book, is that the novel you're always carrying around? Feels like months ago now that I spotted you buried in it on the carriage ride to the fort.
Can you read?
Can you read?
Please. I'm clearly no scholar, but I was once spoiled enough to have a private tutor.
Ooh.
Right. Let's have a look then. Oh, interesting. It's written through the lens of a fictional land. This bit's about the Utopia's security. In this world, there is no blood-stained contest for sovereignty. The people choose their sovereign from among themselves. One cannot put a sovereign to the sword to seize power. Such an act would be met with scorn and judged as murder. Taking power or wealth by force is seen as the most shameful of transgressions. Couldn't be further from reality, could it? We've a kingslayer on the brink of seizing the throne right now. And this idea of competing for public support. Here it sounds so commonplace, but the idea's thrown us all into chaos. Interesting. Perhaps I'm overthinking, but it sounds almost like the aim of the king's magic. You suppose there's some common inspiration? Still, I don't imagine this would turn out well in the real world. In public opinion, tribal perspective always divides us. Besides, does a decision made by the people guarantee it's right?
No.
Tribal squabbles aren't always political. Take us Clamars, for example. It can be hard for us to see outside the bubble of our own worldview. We're the majority, and the tribe of the royal bloodline besides. That privilege can make us insensitive. A problem with no easy solution, I fear. Lofty words. I can hardly come to terms with my own ideals. Still, the discussions helped clear my head a little. Thank you. I've been so fixated on
The
killing
writing in this
Louise,
game is so
but
good, man.
maybe we could look into whether that's really the only way to lift the curse. Sleep should come easier now. I think I'll give it another chance. Wait, how long have you been asleep?
What? We just fell asleep whilst he was talking.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Ladies and gents, have you heard the news? The curtain's about to rise on the show of a lifetime.
Oh, yeah?
To choose our new ruler, we're going to give all of you a chance to take center stage in a show of power for the whole kingdom. And we call it the Tournament for the Throne. Our aspirants will set out on a grand tour of the 3 allied nations' capitals, taking part in a variety of exciting trials. First, we have the Exhibition of the Brave. Slay a monster plaguing our fair people and bring its head to Oceania's capital in time. Biggest find takes the win. Official word is, this event's open to all. So what do you think, ladies and gents? Are you in it to watch, or in it to win?
Stroll? Why call us so early in the morning? What is that journal?
I had Fabienne bring it up. Something occurred to me, so I asked her to go through Grius' personal effects.
Hey, looks like he was investigating the curse too.
There's a note here. Given the spell's complexity, it must have required a scribed formula.
You mean to suggest Luis possesses a written composition of the curse somewhere? And if we can find that...
Yes! I'd wager, even if we can't kill Luis, we might still have a shot at breaking the curse.
But that attack took place years ago, didn't it? This curse's formula could be lost for good.
We have little choice but to hope it's not. I'm not saying it would be easy, and the real trick will be finding it. We wouldn't leave it unprotected.
Where does Luis call home at the moment?
That reminds me. A crier for the church was handing these out.
A flyer for the Tournament for the Throne. This popularity contest is state-sponsored now. An interesting gamble for those politicians. I like the bit about all this being in the interest of fairness, those weasels. But saying it's being organized by the state. The throne's empty. This smells like the theocracy at work. Probably Forden himself.
Do you think Forden's looking to fix the competition in his favor? He's been in first place this whole time.
In the interest of fairness, remember? If he wins a fair race, he gets legitimized, and Luis gets put on the back foot.
That bodes ill. Those with existing support could easily solidify their claim. Even should His Highness wake, he may lose the throne.
If we don't hurry and find a way to get close to Luis, we're sunk. What are we supposed to do?
We need a plan, and then we can take action. As an Elder, I'm an outcast in this city. I think that gives us an advantage here. I mean, I think the answer is we enter the Tournament for the Throne, right?
Let's enter this tournament for the throne.
Huh? Hey, were you even listening to us? Besides, the prince isn't exactly in a position to take part in...
Wait. It sounds crazy, but I think he might be onto something
Okay,
there.
good.
This could be just the excuse we
Yeah.
need to get close to Luis. He doesn't care about your tribe so long as you prove capable, yes? That's what Zorba was saying. Which means, even though the world looks down on you as an Elder, having the power to kill humans puts you in his good graces.
You're going to make him a candidate for the throne?
If all we need to do is get Luis's attention, then that's sure to get the job done. If we're lucky, he might even try to recruit us.
I see. An undercover operation, is it? Quite a gambit. But it may well be our best chance at finding this formula.
Just hold on a second. Getting Luis's attention is all well and good. But remember who's actually risking their life here.
Infiltrating Luis's ranks will be dangerous. If I'm found out, I'll be as good as dead.
What do you think? Having heard all this, do you want to enter the running?
If it's for Maria.
If it's for Maria's sake.
I see.
Right.
I'm reminded of the words the prince spoke to me in our youth.
In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter, no matter who someone is. They deserve a fair country. If it's to help achieve that, I will stand for the prince as a candidate for the throne.
Sheesh. So much for being a guide. Now you're the one leading me around.
Your resolve has marked you a fine fit for the role. I have trusted you with my life before, and would gladly do so again.
I inherited Grievous' journal. Bum.
Good heavens. Haven't you put yourself in enough danger? Listen to me. I don't want you going down the same path he did. Are you really this set on running off again?
I have to carry on his legacy.
I have to carry on his legacy.
I see. Well, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear it. I'll be cheering for you in this mess of a competition. Truth be told, I wish I could do more than feed and shelter you.
What's the competition?
It's a big grand race.
Well, you could marry me, Fabienne. That would be good.
The whole country will be watching.
So you're going to try and become king? Wow! Then I'll cheer for you as loud as I can.
Appreciate it.
You have your first advocate, it seems.
Suppose you'll have to actually try for the throne now, eh? Your Majesty.
That's the plan.
That was the plan from the start.
That's the spirit.
Well, if we want Luis to notice you, we'll have to make quite a stir among the people. Maybe reaching for the throne will do it.
I mean, I feel like an elder
Does that
going
mean
for
you're not coming back?
the throne
No,
would
we'll be
cause a
back.
stir.
Although we might be a while.
I don't like when it gets lonely,
A lot of people won't like that.
but I'll be cheering for you. I hope you win the race. You'd be a good king.
We'll meet again.
We'll see each other again.
You better not forget.
Now, we'd best get registration out of the way, but we'll need some legs for the journey. It's mostly lawless wastes between cities.
Judging by this specified deadline, we are unlikely to reach the Principality of Oceania's capital in time on foot.
I bet all these fancy nobles have their own gauntlet runners to ride in.
A carriage might save our chances, if we could find one. Perhaps we split up for now. I'll leave you two to the registration. They should be taking entrance at the recruitment center.
This should be the place, right?
Excuse us, we're looking to join the tournament for the throne.
Aye? Bit young, ain't ya? And who's the kid? He with you?
I'm the one entering.
I'm the one entering.
You? Really?
I've not heard of any age restrictions. There a problem?
Well, I'd not have thought it, but you're an elder, ain't ya? And you want to be king. Well, the novelty of it might win you some looks.
Could you just do your job, please? Can he register or not?
Ah, an elder. Now that I think of it, weren't you in that pack of recruits that went off to the northern fort? Thought I heard they were all wiped out.
Oh, recognized.
What? We got a deserter turning up.
No, they said he'd just dragged the company down, so they left him at the capital. He, got on the captain's bad side.
Could swear I've seen you before, too. Well, hardly matters without captain to verify it with. Go on, then. You can represent the lesser tribes so nobody complains.
That was quick thinking from Stroll.
And, obviously, you're gonna need a carriage. Otherwise, the whole thing's off for you. You're obligated to attend the opening ceremony tomorrow. It'll be at the plaza at the Grand Cathedral. Don't be late.
We'll have to hope Hulkenberg can find us a carriage.
As for us, I expect we should see about finding a monster to slay. If it's not impressive enough, Luis won't look twice at you.
Some postings over there. They should be offering bounties on monsters the guard can't handle. Let's take a look.
Aye.
Looks like everyone else had the same idea.
One of these bounties is bound to make me stand out. But which? Bigger is probably better.
Hang on. There's nothing but small-time contracts here.
You not here for this tournament, then? It's slow, I'm afraid. Most of my worthiest monster bills have already been snapped up by other competitors.
How about requests on anything aside from monsters? Bounties include criminals too, right?
I suppose I've got one of those, yeah.
Let's see. Ugh, he's horrible. Heisme. A villainous kidnapper. Looks like the army's been trying to catch him for a while now.
This might
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Whoa.
Hello, who's
Do you
this?
have any idea who that is? That man's an elite. An ex-royal knight, they say. He'd make short work of a scrawny little urchin. You can be sure of that. Besides, didn't you hear what it is they're actually looking for?
Oh, of course. It's about whoever can bring in the biggest monster head, right?
If you imbeciles can't even get that straight, you've no chance of winning. They want kingly types, not children play acting.
Stuck-up little... Is that the kind of competition we can expect?
Apparently.
He was right about the rules.
Bro got
though.
his full-on portrait, so I imagine he's
Don't
going
worry.
to be a
I know what I'm
character
doing.
for a bit, at
You're
least.
supposed to get a monster's head. So why are you going for a criminal? Any idea what he's up to?
Maybe he has a big head.
Maybe this criminal has a really big head?
Come on, that's a stretch. And if he had a gigantic head, you'd think they'd mention it in the contract.
Don't worry. I'll explain everything later.
As long as you can convince Hulkenberg, I guess.
Ho there! Are you really taking the bounty on Heisme? You three must be heaven sent. Please, would you listen to our plight?
Sure thing.
Your pardon, gentlemen. I'm Barton, a guard captain from Atira, a town to the south. The bounty on Heisme is up at my behest.
A guard captain? This fellow's made some powerful enemies.
We can't afford lenience. On top of his past crimes, Heisme has stooped to abducting our wee ones. Our children. Selling them off, some say. If our city becomes known for nightly disappearances, what sane resident would stay? Community and trade will dwindle and die.
But he's just a lone kidnapper, right? Even if he's some infamous criminal, why can't the guard handle it?
That's the trouble. He makes his hideout somewhere too dangerous for our soldiers to tread. Deep in the territory of vicious giant worms. We've no idea how he manages to operate out there without getting devoured himself.
I see. Tricky problem indeed.
I'd no choice but to swallow my pride and post a bounty. Yet no matter how many times I renew the bill, none have taken it. A pitiful sight, isn't it? A soldier who can't protect his home, whether by strength or by surrender. Laugh if you must.
We want to help you.
We just want to help you.
You only cast away your honor in the name of protection. Nothing pitiful in that. Swallow your pride no more, man. We'll take your contract.
Thanks to you. That you'd accept such a perilous request, even with this tournament looming over everything. Closure. Thank you all, and thank God for bringing you to me. In that case, we shall meet in Martira, the old castle town. Please, make haste.
Okie doke.
Well, no backing out of this now. You sure this is what we want?
Way I see it, if we want to make a big impact this late, it's going to take some creativity. Besides, this is apparently a knight-turned-kidnapper. The man can't be allowed to go on. What would His Royal Highness do in our place?
I guess that's fair.
I'll convince Hulkenberg. Somehow. You go on and accept the contract.
Memorandum. Oh, we got a few. Martira, Old Castle Town. A town southwest of Grand Trad, off the main road. Developed from a town originally formed around Kriganti Castle? A military stronghold of the Annex War. The town's distance from the main road gives it a sense of isolation, and some say a certain gloom. Yeah, you can sort of get a gloomy vibe from that picture there. One of Euchronia's closest towns to the Oceanian border, which made it a cornerstone of Euchronia's defense against Oceania during the Annex War. The relatively flat terrain affords the castle's watchtower a clear view of the town's environs. Any movement or mobilization from Oceania was thus immediately observed, making it impossible to launch a surprise attack on the town, especially as the war predated the invention of the swift, powerful gauntlet runners of modern fame. However, its time as the keystone of Euchronia's front lines has long since passed into history. Principality of Oceania. One of the Kingdom of Euchronia's 3 constituent countries, occupying its westernmost lands. The Oceanian capital, Port Brylehaven, is the largest trade port in the kingdom. Owing to a history of extensive sea route trade with civilians and pirates alike, it's been known for its powerful navy since before the Annex War, and a rich culture centered on its warriors of the sea. Tournament for the Throne, a large-scale tournament where prospective candidates compete to gain the approval of the people. The winner of this popularity contest will then be crowned king. The crowned theocracy proclaim themselves to be the organizers after the invocation of the royal magic by the previous king. The stated purpose is for the candidates to prove their worth by completing tasks while visiting the 3 capitals of the United Kingdoms. But could there be an ulterior motive? Exhibition of the Brave, a grandiose event celebrating the first task of the Tournament for the Throne. For this exhibition, candidates are to neutralize a dangerous creature disrupting the peace of the nation. They must then bring its head to Port Brylehaven in the Principality of Oceania to await judgment of their asset by the masses. The party will have to prepare something spectacular to catch the attention of Luis, who has refused to participate in this mission. Huh. I wonder why he'd refuse. Because, like, he clearly could find some massive monster and kill it. He is powerful enough to do so. Barden. Elphus Barden, a strapping Rusant warrior serving as captain of the Guard Corps in Martira. A man of integrity, his careful and fair judgment is so trusted, he's treated as right-hand man to the Lady of Martira. He travelled a great distance to Grand Trad to post a bounty for the criminal responsible for an unsolved series of kidnappings plaguing Martira. Curse Formula, a diagram of the formula created to cast the curse on the prince. The curse magic is so complex, none have yet been able to undo its tangled weave. The convoluted nature of this spell has led to the belief the spellcaster drew the formula as they composed it. Obtaining and deciphering this formula may enable the curse to be revoked. Considering that Luis is protected by the royal magic and now cannot be killed, this is the party's last hope to lift the curse. Cool. What a bunch of idiots. It's almost laughable. They think they have a shot at becoming king? Ha, what a bunch of jokers. Oh, what's a whippersnapper like you doing here? Don't tell me. Are you actually thinking of participating in the Tournament for the Throne? Oh, the audacity of youth. That's rich. A mere fledgling with no history or experience to speak of. As king, the idea makes me sick to my stomach.
No thank you.
The ideal leader of this country is a dignified man of a great age, one with years of experience, and yet upstart schoolchildren like you and Luis dare to... Huh, hardly matters. You won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. I suppose he's a candidate too. How lovely. Nothing but the coolest dudes here.
Hey!
Hey, would it be alright if we accepted the bounty contract for Heismay? Heismay? You sure you can handle that? We can't be held liable if you get yourself killed out there. Of course. You're an odd one, alright. Either that or you're just green. Head to Martira. You can probably get more information there.
Let's focus.
The Old Castle Town Kidnapper. I need to find and bring in Heismay, a notorious criminal tied to a series of kidnappings in Martira. Despite his bounty, he has evaded capture and his true identity remains a mystery. No deadline? Surely there is a deadline. I'm confused at that. Because isn't the whole point that we do this before the end of the tournament bit? The stage of the tournament we're on, which has a deadline of only a few days or whatever? I'm sorry, we get 100 grand for doing this? Okay.
Let's call it.
Man, I'm wondering how expensive shit is going to start getting if they're just handing out 100 grand for, like, main quest rewards. Okay, we got the contract. Let's head back to the inn for now. Because that seems like a crazy amount of money to just hand out like it's nothing. Like it's nothing, pardon me.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
It will come to us?
You don't sound too sure about that.
Supposedly?
No, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
Right.
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order.
Damn.
Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
It was not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight.
Indeedy. Bum 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 bum. The opening ceremony for the tournament is tomorrow.
Let's rest.
We should probably stay inside and rest today. That's a lot of people to chat to. When you say probably stay inside, am I allowed to go outside? No.
Well met, eh?
Well met, eh? Will you be staying at this inn for some time? I'd like to, but... so you like it here too? Then you're one of us. Well, wherever it is that you end up going, be sure to come see Maria and Fabienne again. Not that it's really my concern, but those two seem to like you a lot. I like them a lot too.
Hey!
I asked Fabienne for a map of Martira, and she gave me the one from Grius's personal effects. It covers all the main roads. We may have found one in town, but a military map always has more details.
Yeah.
Fabienne continues to be our anchor. To pay her back, let's achieve our goals. I would do anything for Fabienne.
Now then.
Our preparations seem to be proceeding without issue. Well, apart from one massive overtuned uncertainty. Never mind. Forgive me my mutterings. Just please do not be surprised, no matter what we're presented with. What have you arranged? I'm very curious to see what we're gonna get.
Hello.
Hello? I've decided. I'm heading to Briarhaven. It's much too boring to just spend my days at the inn. I'm going to see that so-called exhibition for myself. Goodbye, Elda. You'd do well to see the world too someday. Yeah, I would never see the world, surely. Don't suppose you have anything new, do you? Nope.
Don't push yourself too much.
Tomorrow you depart. Maria will assuredly miss you dearly, so please come back and say hello when you can, even if it's only every once in a while. Will do. Can we speak to Maria? I haven't seen Maria since I came back from the recruitment center. I wonder if something's wrong. Sag.
What?
Nothing new there. Anything? We can't do anything in here, really, can we? The bed is simple but clean and has an aroma that reminds me of a clear sunny day. Sure, I think that's... Hang on, let's just check that she doesn't have anything to say. I wonder what kind of crowd is going to be at the opening ceremony tomorrow. Thinking about it has got me a little excited. Okay, yeah, I think we just gotta go to bed.
Good night.
Rest well. Time marches on. Oh no, not yet. Want to read some more?
Want to read some more?
Not today. You're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabienne I wouldn't cry.
I won't tell her.
It's alright. I won't tell her.
Pavel was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
It's a promise.
It's a promise.
All right. Promise? The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
Quest start. Promising returns. Maria is waiting for us to return home and regale her with tales of the strange and distant places we visit. No deadline. Rank 1. And our reward is a curative coney roast. Great.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out.
You've got it.
Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
You're all good, dude. You truly are devoted to him.
You truly are devoted to him, aren't you?
I suppose I am at that. A guiding oath of 12 years is not easily cast aside. But that book, we met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
I do, you stabbed a bro. When you got me thrown out. I feel like she didn't, but I'm curious what she says.
I remember your stunt getting me flung in the wastes.
My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned.
Banned?
You needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two? So, it is a fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, it's not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that is the purpose of this newfound strength. My dearest dream. 'Tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life.
It better not cost your life.
Nothing more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Time marches on. Metals Day. What are we... Where are we... Where are we looking here? Where is this taking place? This doesn't look like where we... were just at, is it? Is this Oceania? No, we can't have got there already. Oh no, I see the church in the background. Never mind. I thought we were at some new place. Who's this?
Faraway sky, blue and clear.
Okay.
Echo my wish, so that all may hear. One and all born to this land, as here we stand. Let us greet the rising dawn, hand in hand. Faraway sky, blue and white.
That was very good. Is she going to become a main character? She's cute.
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow, a Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78th Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden!
Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond. This chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Giddo!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctus
That
have
feels
in
like
this
cheating.
Still.
Even if it's not technically against the rules.
By far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Crier! Where's Count Louise?
Right, all right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry. He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right, all right. For those Count Luis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Luis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
This guy, okay. Yeah, he had his own portrait.
So he was
in the text box, so I was like, this guy's gonna be a character.
The fallen king embraced Sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Luis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Kraus. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Kaden.
I saw this creature in the crowd in one of the earlier shots. I was like, what on earth is that?
uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous. It's Milo Maurizio.
Wow. If we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
Hello. And the crowd goes nothing.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Last, I say! Wait! Found your
Is this our ride? What the fuck?
A land runner?
It's quick!
Wait, it's headed right for the...
It'll crash! Whoa!
Nailed it. Top tier parking job.
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What hell? Isn't he a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral! Have a care, you fool. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time.
Feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all.
Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on! So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
Cool. Nice, nice. I ended up standing out more than I expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this a part of my mission to aid the prince. Oh, what is this?
Just a sec.
Whoa, what's with this thing? Is this our carriage?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Shall I just run her along the main road then? The others seem to be doing as much.
You're just as crazy as this runner.
I'll take the compliment, little lady. Now, let's have some coordinates for a little test run.
What is happening right now?
Let's see.
We want to go to a place called Martira. Old castle town, I think. Should be a ways south.
This is how many days it takes, right? Every campfire is a day. I believe. Is that what they said earlier?
Let's see.
What's this? This little mark on the map.
Let us hurry.
Oh, I smell...
Yeah, I was just wondering if it would let me go somewhere else, but it appears not.
Let's see.
Let us hurry. Let us hurry.
Hold on.
If you click information on these, is it... Oh, wait, no, that's just...
This
yeah,
place
okay.
here.
Martira Old Castle Town, a city on the main road between Grand Trad and Port Brilehaven. The old castle looming over the city centre is an incredible sight to behold.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, Martira. Here it is.
Down to Martira, eh? On this craft's legs. Oh, I'd say that'll be 4 days, 3 nights about.
Oh.
4 days and 3 nights. That's a great deal faster than a carriage. and surely the roads will be safer at that kind of speed.
Spectacular.
Spectacular! Bally good. Now cinch those britches, chap. Full steam ahead to Martira Old Castletown. Oh, cool.
This is amazing. I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft. I can hardly believe she's ours.
Yeah, where'd
to
you
drive.
get this from, Hulkenberg? Who is this guy?
Me, lad. Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver. Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Ha! I'm not in this for the money, boy.
You think someone with facial hair like that's in it for the money?
A little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
It is at that. Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chin wag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Is it safe?
Is this really safe?
Fast enough to make you edge your waders, eh? I know. She's the quickest I've ever built. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
Machinist?
He's a master engineer, of course.
Is bro gonna teach us gunner?
Peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable.
Noble District Underhall.
Neurus, are you there? I'm coming in. Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business, then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at
And
least
also it is kind of for royal use, kind of, sort of.
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it. Off with you now. Leave me be.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Whoa!
Good God. Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Neurus, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
She is glazing bro up.
Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer, butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this... mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected
Wait, he did what?
his legacy!
He embezzled the treasury?
Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady. But leave the Balliol runner alone.
Look, this runner... it is fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where last I heard? So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Nice.
Fish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Quite probably the world.
I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
If we die together.
Well, if we die, we all die together.
Ha! The boy's bold as brass.
'Tis not an invitation, you dolt. Eyes on the road.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and greasework. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Brylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing. We just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that. Shows them we're there for justice.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely. Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
I trust all of you.
I trust all of you completely.
Good enough for me. A captain's got to trust his crew, after all. The bounty's Heisme, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet... 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
You do that.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the Gauntlet runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no berry picnic. Oh no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
I suppose. The Gauntlet Runner. The Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities, such as the strategy room, the lounge, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding more and interacting with him. Let's visit the engine room first. Take your time and have a look around on your way there.
Oh, yeah?
I've never been in a Gauntlet Runner. Kinda want to see what the engine room's like.
Alrighty. Gauntlet Runner Engineer. An engineer that designs and maintains Gauntlet Runners. Who'd have thought? Because magla crystals power runners, engineers need to be familiar with the workings of magic and magic igniters, but they also need to be well versed in a wide range of fields, from dragon crystal technology for movement to armaments for battle. As the costs required are substantial, engineers almost exclusively come from noble families who own Gauntlet Runners. Milo Maurizio, an Ishkia candidate participating in the tournament, a princely man claiming to be an illegitimate son of the Monterio royal family. He pledges to adopt a caste system based on beauty, with himself the most beautiful of all, bestowing grace and honor upon the country as its king. Wow, what could possibly go wrong? His suave looks and mannerisms have earned him a devout following. Each time he smiles from the stage of his Gauntlet Runner, the Palace of Beauty Hildebrand, shrill screams can be heard from the crowd. That's funny. Hildebrand is a character, a very funny character, in FF14. I don't think I've heard the name anywhere else, so that's interesting. A tribe, Ishkia tribe, a tribe recognizable by their avian wings as well as their almond eyes and long eyelashes. Though the fewest in number of the 8 tribes, they have a reputation for their intelligence, giving them a strong presence in bigger cities. Many find higher status in intellectual labor, such as scholars and sanctors and the like, making it not uncommon for Ishkia to be wealthy. Due in part to their regal stature, the Ishkia are commonly admired. However, the act of speaking down on others has been ingrained in their nature for some, making it just as common for them to be resented. Incidentally, their avian-like wings are purely cosmetic. Though they are able to move them to a small degree, they have no structure. They are actually just clusters of feathers. Those who aren't fond of the Ishkia latch onto this deficiency of flight to ridicule them. Neurus Korax, a genius engineer of the Ishkia tribe. He can single-handedly manage all things Gauntlet Runners, from planning to maintenance and piloting. He was contracted to build the Prince's Gauntlet Runner before the Prince vanished. He comes from a noble, highly respected family with a stately mansion in Grand Trad, but as he shows absolutely no interest in social status or family prestige, is dismissed by his family as an unmanageable oddball. Despite his pedigree, his appointment to build the Prince's Runner was solely based on merit, not his social standing. Since then, Neurus has retained a strong sense of gratitude toward the royal family. Unfortunately, as both the prince and king met successive suspicious ends, Neurus was unable to repay their favor, which burdened him greatly. Giddo. Ovis Giddo, a muscular, bald-headed Rusant warrior who serves as both captain of the monk army, the enforcement arm of the Crown Theocracy, and Forden's primary bodyguard. He assumed the role of captain after his predecessor lost his life during the suppression of the Mage Academy in Monterio. He specializes in a unique fighting style that combines magic, staff, and spear techniques passed down through generations of warrior monks. Glodel. Ideus Glodel, a young Rusant warrior who serves Luis in his lower rungs. Keeping his dog at his side, even in battle, he's earned the title the Black Hound out of both fear and ridicule. Because Luis did not formally enter the tournament for the throne, Glodel entered of his own volition to secure Luis's following and act as a proxy for their support. He hopes that if he can make a name for himself in the tournament, Luis will acknowledge him. Batlin. Albus Batlin, a Clamar man who works as a crier for the Crown Theocracy. Most criers prefer rhetoric that venerates and strengthens the authority of sanctism in the royal family, but Batlin is the opposite, prioritizing the provocations of the people as though commentating on a sport. Though highly admired among the townspeople, he drew the ire of the Crown Theocracy for his roguish methods. However, when the royal magic made what amounted to one's popularity the sole factor in succession, the Crown Theocracy pivoted, suddenly assigning Batlin the monumental responsibility of heading Sanctism's public relations as the tournament's official crier. And there we go. Nice. Okay. What can we check on the round table? There's a map showing the area surrounding our destination. Nice. Can we, I wonder where we're at right now. Can we freely move around? Yeah, we can. So we're heading. Was it here? I think it was like here, right? Or here or something. Is the end goal. And then somewhere over here-ish was the next one. The runner makes a smooth ride at least. Eccentricities aside, he's certainly earned his title as court engineer. That said, I'm more concerned with its unseen workings. I do hope he hasn't made any dubious additions. A carriage can't begin to compete with a gauntlet runner's speed. I suppose they've earned their reputation. But I'm in constant fear of losing my lunch is far from ideal. But once I'm used to it, I'm sure the journey will be pleasant. Yeah, surely. Right. The door must lead to the end of the gauntlet runner. It's locked tightly to prevent accidental entry. Cockpit appears to be above here. Mind the rope, lad. Wouldn't want you going overboard. Perhaps I should stay away for now. Okay, toilet. There are more pressing matters at hand. Pantry. Oh. There's some beedoo meat and red grass. I wonder who left them here. I could use these for cooking. Nice. Got it. It's the kitchen. I can prepare meals here. But not right now, apparently. Stocked with food suitable for a long journey, I'd prefer to cook it first before eating it.
So?
You have to wash your dishes properly, but being that water's a precious resource, that actually goes double.
What do you have to say at the moment?
Wow, this is quite the gauntlet runner, though the driver makes me a little nervous.
These are our beds? Okay. They seem pretty small. Yeah. Not the best. These books are a mess. We should clean this up. It's Neurith's personal collection of books. They're too technical for me to understand. There's some sort of strange device wrapped in cloth. Looks like one of Neurith's inventions in the making. Is that going to be a thing we use at some point? Whoa, okay. Okay, that's sick. What the fuck?
What's this?
Beneath this cloth, there seems to be a big barrel. I wonder what it's used for. Dude, this is so cool. Man. I wonder how... Like, this must be some sort of looping world that we're running through. It's not like they could just design an infinite space for this thing to run through. I'm curious if you stayed out here. How long would it take before you start noticing that you're looping? I don't know. It's cool, though. So where am I? Did I miss a door? Where am I supposed to be going? I must have missed a door or something. Oh, I missed this. Hey, there's more. A machine that does laundry, handmade by Neurus. Seems there's nothing in it. Whoa. That is cool.
Wonder what makes this thing run.
Hello?
First time on a Gauntlet runner, eh?
Whoa, that scared me. Looks like that pipe's in here too.
Called a runner phone. There's one in every room.
Spectacular.
Now, I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use magla crystals as fuel to run, you see. Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you traveled the wilds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the Gauntlet runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on a colossal beast, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream.
What dream?
Long story, my girl. Best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights.
Never mind then. Maybe some other time.
Anyway, still plenty about the old girl that's a work in progress. But by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks. You just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark, and the old girl needs her rest as much as we do. Can't run in the dark. Why would that be? Gauntlet Runner activities. You will continue toward your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, or do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books at the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help to improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Very cool. Very, very cool. I've never seen an igniter like this before. That looks dope. Magic igniter enormous compared to those used by the army. If I recall correctly, it uses magla crystals as fuel. So what does the washing machine do?
It's Neurus's homemade washing machine. Washing clothes can sometimes cleanse the mind too.
Doing laundry will take my mind off things, increasing my max MP. Huh.
Understood.
I wonder how much by. That's interesting. Upright cleaning tool.
This weird tool is actually a cleaning igniter that Neurus modified to create wind that collects dust. Pretty nifty. I know it's hard, but all the lifting and bending over is sure to strengthen your legs, yeah?
If I clean the Gauntlet Runner, my max HP will increase.
Got it.
There's a fluffy bag here that's perfect for sitting on. If I sit on it, I don't think I'll be able to move. I've never smelled this fragrance before. I can't tell whether it's used for food or for fuel. Neurus's research desk. This must be where new inventions are born. And then we got more, of course.
Now, where was I?
Has anything new popped up here?
So, you've acquired a new archetype.
Oh, we haven't been here since we got a new archetype? Okay. I wholeheartedly encourage you to examine its abilities here.
I've been waiting.
What was the latest one we got? Healer, Seeker, Mage, Brawler, Knight, Warrior. Have we not been here since we got one? Nothing new here. Pet the cat. If I can click it, there we go. Very cute, very cute. Anything new with the fucking crazy book?
What's this?
No. Anything new up here that we haven't read? Any green dots? No. Okay, no, nothing new here, it seems like.
Oh. You'll come again, won't you?
Okay, so... what options have we got up here?
Speaking of...
Nura said he got the kitchen up and running. If you're hungry, would you fancy a meal? I hardly consider myself a chef of any great skill, but Stroll said he wanted to try some of the recipes he learned at the Hushed Honeybee.
Okay. Here we have something. The bookshelf is lined with interesting books. The books I could read are Pride and Persuasion. Okay, we got options, Nothing else noteworthy here, okay. Is this the front? Because we went out on the back before, right? Hell yeah. There's bro. Can I chat with bro? No. That's so cool. What a sick idea, dude. What a cool idea. Love it. Oh, I feel drunk. Don't you vomit here.
Sorry.
I'll survive. I can handle the swaying of a carriage, but this, it's another beast. Seems I'll need to learn to endure it. Unfortunate. Highly. We can cook. Let's get cooking. Use the Gauntlet Runner's cooking table to whip up some food for you and your allies. Eating prepared meals can grant your party various positive effects. To cook, you'll need ingredients. Buy them, win them, or find them lying around. Try to experiment as much as possible. After you've made every dish at least once, you may learn how to create the ultimate culinary masterpiece. Oh yeah? There are some ingredients here. Maybe Neuros went shopping. Right, so that's the... Okay, those are new things. Whose handwriting is that? There are notes here about new potential recipes. We've done redgrass roasted bidu at the Hushed Honeybee. We have not done curative coney roast or coney stew. Or any of these. Okay. Oh my god, okay.
Want to make something? If so, we should try to have everyone teach us their culinary specialty.
We could... I don't know. I feel like maybe I should read something. There's a couple of books here. New World Travel Diary. This appears to be a fictional chronicle of a boy's journey in a fanciful place called the New World. I haven't started reading it yet.
Seems like a book that'll really expand the mind. Want to read it together over by the window?
If I read this book, I may gain more imagination.
Shall we spend some time reading this book?
Sure. Let's do it.
Actually?
To be honest with you, I've realized something. There are so many things in this world which, very simply, I don't understand. There are so many things I've learned since we started traveling together.
You've matured.
Now we're talking.
What?
What are you saying?
Oh, that was maybe not the best thing to say, huh?
That I was immature before? It's not like you knew any more about the world than I did.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to say that.
Hey, Will, I know this time we're traveling for our mission, but if all goes well, I want to go on another journey where I'm free to do what I want.
Maybe I'll write a book about it.
So then...
Sweet!
Good idea. Just make sure to include me as a co-author, alright? Of course, if I want to contribute further to whatever you do in the future, I'll have to keep working hard. Well, can you think of anything I can do to help you out?
You're already helping me plenty.
What?
Really? Aw, hearing that makes me happy. Especially since I don't have to do anything more to keep you satisfied. This conversation kind of went off in a unique direction, huh? Let's keep reading the book for a bit. It describes a new world. If a place other than this really exists, I'd like to visit it someday.
I feel like my imagination has expanded after conjuring up various ideas together with Gallica.
Alright.
Nice. We are moving slowly upwards on the little Little chart there. There's still more left to read in this book. I'll pick up from here next time. Okay, cool.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet Runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
Oh, this is cool. Desert camp. Establishing an encampment. At night, the vast wilderness outside town is ensconced in darkness. Forcing your way through the unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with a stalwart gauntlet runner. Instead, establish camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels the next morning. While at an encampment, you can use any of the facilities on the Gauntlet Runner like usual, but you can also reminisce about the journey with your allies. Give it a try. 3 days until we reach Martira.
Our first time camping in the Gauntlet Runner. I'm kind of excited, but it'll be a long night, so why not spend some time relaxing with someone?
Your thoughts?
Ho ho! How was that ride, eh? Smooth as butter, luxurious as a palace, or inspiring tear-jerking? Absolutely. Sure, dude. This runner's such a guilty pleasure. Though credit where it's due, my tinkering certainly helped make her what she is. Though full disclosure, that's all thanks to a little mechanism I whipped together that keeps her legs from sinking into the dunes. Wouldn't have to worry about the terrain if she could just fly, but that's a story for another day. Off you go, better get your 40 winks. Oh yeah, is this going to turn into an airship at some point? Classic fantasy staple. That'd be cool. There are insects gathering by the campfire.
Oh, apparently you can eat these bugs. Well, according to Hulkenberg anyway.
I should try and catch one. Dream Eater Moth. I caught one of the bugs by the campfire. When it's my turn to cook, I should use it as an ingredient. Okay. I guess, can you grab one of these every night or something? Stroll is an imagination, bro.
Are you looking for something to do? My weapons are as sharp as they're going to get, and I'm not up to much. Care to keep me company for a while?
By recalling the past and planning for the future with Stroll, maybe I can hone my imagination. Maybe, but we will check out all our options before we commit to something. Naturally. Right. Anyone in here? Oh, yeah, that's where you are. Oh, imagination for you as well, huh?
Well met.
Ah, well met. I don't suppose you're as overburdened with free time as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I've no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit?
Imagination as well.
Be well.
Okay, and then I assume we can probably do some cooking. Yes, it looks like it. We can do some more reading. But we can do reading during the day. We couldn't spend time with the people during the day, so we will spend time with one of them at night. Alright, just, yeah, back deck. Nothing's changed out here. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, let's spend time with one of our friends. The water doesn't work right now. Uh-oh. Sure, let's do Hulkenberg.
Well met.
This power we've awoken to. I have all sorts of questions, but what I really find curious are these forms we take on. Each has their unique aspects, but one bit they all have in common is their armor-like appearance. What do you make of that?
It's kind of scary.
Indeed, the designs are rather intimidating. That may be fitting, I suppose. In my opinion, the armor encloses the raging forces within us, allowing us to direct that power, as one directs a horse by its reins. It is said people lose their magic because they refuse to confront their fears and anxieties, forever unaware of that power lurking within them. It is not then the very... Is that not then the very condition to awaken our slumbering power? Also, hence, why it is so exhausting, and why it cannot be maintained for long. The ravenous appetite I had afterwards is proof. We do well to practice diligence maintaining our food reserves. Hulkenberg and I talked about things to come. I feel like my imagination increased.
All right.
Nice.
It's getting quite late, but we've a ways to go yet, so I would very much like to continue chatting with you.
Well, we got like halfway through level 1 of imagination just from like one day of reading and chatting, so theoretically we should be up to level 2 of imagination before we reach our destination, assuming that we are going through the days as we have today. Hulkenberg and I talked for a while.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.